Ionic compound CuCl. Enter the name in all lowercase letters, including any Roman numerals, with no spaces after the names. I think this is definitely one of the questions that takes a little while to get used to. So on the homework, there would actually be 2 boxes, and you would be asked, so for ionic compounds, you always write the name of each ion, and that's it. There are no number prefixes. And you do need your nomenclature sheet to do it, and I don't know, oh, I do have my nomenclature sheet right here. So here's how I would break this down. And I think there will be some nomenclature on your exam, but you will have your nomenclature sheet. So you can, so since it's open note, open book, then the hard part becomes how do you enter it in and how do you make sure you have the right compound? Well, my process goes like this. If I look at my nomenclature sheet, and let me see if I can zoom in even more here, I see that there's a copper plus and a copper 2 plus. There it is, copper 2 plus. So when there's 2 choices, there is a Roman numeral. And I have to decide which one I have. I come over here to chlorine, and I see that chlorine is a minus. So I know that chlorine is a minus. I know that the way that ionic compounds work is that if they must balance each other, meaning if there's a -1 and there's only one chlorine, that the chlorine has to be a +1. And therefore, I go to my nomenclature list, and copper +1 is called copper 1. And my name becomes copper 1, or copper I, because it's a Roman numeral, and then chloride. And I'll zoom out a little now here. I'll try to anyway. There we go. Chloride. Where if you go to your nomenclature sheet, you'll see that copper plus is copper 1 and chloride is Cl minus. And that is the name of this, copper 1 chloride. You can also put it in as lowercase I because it is not case sensitive. Just don't put a space in there, and don't put any spaces before or after the names. And I think you should have good success. If anybody has any other hints about how to enter in numbers for this, this is what's worked for me when I've tested some of the homeworks. And then the last thing I'll say is, so there's a mistake here. Each of these is actually worth 0.25 points. So the whole problem is worth 2 points. I'll do 1 or 2 more. Let's see. So the next one I want to do is actually going to be down here. It's NH42SO4, and the 2 here does not show up in the name. I can tell you that there's NH4 plus and there's SO4 2 minus. So this 2 right here, and I may have to zoom in for you to see it. There we go. The 2 is actually just telling you that it takes 2 ammoniums to make +2 and balance out the sulfates 2 minus. And again, these are what we call formula units, meaning they're the simplest way to write the formula. And if you think, I can add to that, they're the simplest way to write the formula that cancels the charge. Okay, and so then I know from my list that this is ammonium, and this is sulfate. So the name of that would just be ammonium sulfate. And the rest of them are similar. I would say, let's see. If you look up this one, so, and again, the more you know about nomenclature, the faster these will go, but you will have your nomenclature sheet for the exam. So these ones are Pb2 plus and CrO for 2 minus. So whereas up here, K is K plus and MnO4 is just MnO4 minus. So you have to really know the different charges. But then this ion will be what's called lead-2. And this one will just be potassium. So one of the things that's tricky, that's an M, is whether or not they do have the Roman numerals. But on your exam and on the homework, you'll get multiple tries. On the exam, you only get 3 tries to do this. So, but I feel confident that you'll get it by then. Any questions about that?